Hello, I'm Dan.
And I'm Simon.
And this is the Wikicast, a podcast where Wikipedia takes us to a random article each week and we talk about what we find. Simon, what are we talking about this week?
This week, Dan, we're talking about... Are you ready for this? I know you think you're ready, but I don't think you are ready.
Oh,
this week, we're talking about Miss China United Kingdom Pageant.
Oh my good lord. It's everything I hoped it could be and more. This is fantastic.
This is certainly something that I've never seen these warnings before. Well, one of these warnings on Wikipedia. So you know how sometimes there's a box at the top of the page which is like, this article needs to be expanded. And sometimes you see this article does not cite any sources. This was the case in 2009, October 2009.
Right.
When was this last updated? This page was last edited on February 2018. So, okay, that's interesting. The other one is, this article contains content that is written like an advertisement. Also from October 2009. It's certainly a weird Wikipedia article, Dan. It's okay. I don't think we've had anything quite like this. So, what is the Miss China United Kingdom pageant, I hear you cry? It is the Miss China United Kingdom pageant, Chinese... insert Chinese characters here, is also known as MCUK, is an annual beauty pageant organised by Orion Touch Entertainment that selects British representatives for the annual Miss China Europe pageant that is held in the Netherlands, organised by TVB? Who the f*** TVB?
Some kind of network, is it?
I guess. So
like ITV, but TVB.
So basically, this is, as far as I can tell, and this is going by the names of the people and going by the picture which is included here, people of Chinese descent or possibly Chinese citizenship who live in the UK. Mm-hmm. It's a beauty pageant for those people, and then the winner then goes on to the Miss China Europe. Does this then mean that there's like a Miss China World? Does the Miss China World always get won by somebody from China? Feels like a bit of an unlevel playing field.
Yeah.
It was held... So the basically, past pageant results. This was, as I said, I don't think this has been updated for a while. It's been there are a few different pageants described here. There's a picture of the 2008 contest in a glorious 144 pixels by the looks of things, which was the Miss China UK 2008 contestants at a TVB Europe event in Barnet.
Oh my good lord. Okay.
The most glamorous of London boroughs.
Yeah.
And in 2008, there was a winner who was Miss Nikki Tang. And, this is interesting. First runner-up, second runner-up, Miss Photogenic. I'm not quite sure why you'd be photogenic but not winning the modelling. Oh, it's not just modelling, isn't it? But you know, Miss Photogenic is joined. This is actually kind of fun because the last episode we did just of the two of us was the Mr. Men books. So we had Little Miss Photogenic, Little Miss Talent. I'm not sure if I want to inquire as to what talent. Miss Beautiful Body and Miss Friendship. Now, what's interesting here is that Miss Beautiful Body is the only individual... Oh, I take it back. The only contestant on this page who has her own Wikipedia article, which I'm just going to click on now. Oh, Daniel, the plot thickens because get your mind around this. Okay, I hope everyone is taking notes at home because in the Miss China United Kingdom pageant, which was designed, let me remind you, to take people who are of Chinese descent, presumably from the UK, to go to Europe, Miss Karen Anna Chung, who won Miss Beautiful Body in 2008, is American. What the actual is this competition?
Surely that can't be allowed.
And also, she has a little country represented, United Kingdom. Yes, of course these people all represent the United Kingdom. It's Miss China United Kingdom. Why do you feel you had to add a column to this table?
That's bizarre.
And it doesn't mention on her article that she has this competition anywhere. So
wow,
all bets are off.
She's tried to erase that, hasn't she?
Yeah, I think she might. I mean, I'm not going to lie. The picture on Barnet stage, or Barnet stage, it does look like it looks low budget. I'll be honest. I mean, that might just be the camera, but it doesn't look like a particularly glamorous event.
Not really.
And hang on, this is the first time I think we've ever done this on the show. I'm going to have a look at the edit history. I want to see what has gone on.
This is really like deep diving into Wikipedia, isn't it?
There's something odd about it. You got to admit, there's something that just feels a bit off. There's been edits, loads in 2009, and then...
When was the most recent edit? Or the most recent edit of note, rather than just like a bot or something?
Yeah. Okay. Now that's interesting. The last edit of note was in May. Oh, God, we're internet detectives now, Dan. This is where the show has got onto. User Gene93K removed links to Miss China Europe pageant in May 2017. So... Hang on, right, here we go. Let me get out of the way, lyrics to Agadoo. I'm going to use this tab. Miss China Europe. Oh, I think that article may have actually been deleted, but the British one has remained.
This is bizarre. I want you to go to the... Who made that edit? Sorry, it was Gene something.
It was user Gene93K.
Right, I want to look up his user within Wikipedia and see what else he's done.
He's got... I've never actually...
So we both keep saying he. I suppose we shouldn't...
Yes, sorry.
We do.
Oh, wow, Dan. This has gone... We've blown something wide open here because I am on G93K. Hello, everybody listening at home. I hope you find this interesting.
I'm also here. The first thing I can see is that he's been awarded the Barn Star of Diligence.
What is a Barn Star?
I have no idea. For your invaluable help with handling the issues at Donny Long, which is linked to a page that doesn't exist. Amazing.
And then he's also been awarded this person who we'll get on to where they're from in just a second, because I think that is an entire other ball game that we just stumbled on. This person has been awarded the Barn Star of Diligence, the original Barn Star, the India Star, the Working Man's Barn Star, the Multiple Barn Star, the Stub Barn Star, the Invisible Barn Star. So, these are like awards for moderating, basically. This is, like deleting stuff and sorting deletions, and they've won a lot of awards, but this user is male. Okay, so we were right in using a male pronoun. Comes from the United States, but lives in St. Lucia.
Right.
Oh, God, I feel like we've just looked behind the curtain, Dan.
This is weird, isn't it? This user has been on Wikipedia for 12 years, 6 months, and 15 days.
Have you ever edited a Wikipedia article? Have you earned a Barn Star?
Not to my knowledge, no. I know that we've had readers edit Wikipedia articles for us, haven't they?
It's only going to culminate when we get our own Wikipedia article. That's when the show goes full meta.
I wonder if we do have anything. Let's search up the Wikicast.
We're mentioned in the Krauschwitz article, I think. We're the two local idiots.
Oh my God! No, there's more now.
Oh, is there?
So we're also we're mentioned in Krauschwitz chair sculpture, poems for the Hazara, and Minei Shirmiov.
Oh, I remember all of these. Hang on, chair sculpture. I want to read that one. Community reception. Is that where we are? Hang on. You said that we're in this. Yeah, external links.
External links.
External. Wow, that's good. We're spreading like a virus. Perhaps we are the people to uncover this great Barn Star / Miss China United Kingdom pageant controversy.
Go to Krauschwitz.
Oh God, do I want to look at this?
The first section on this page. Look how it ends.
Okay, let me read this. I'll read the line before and then our line. At Podrosze is a road border to the crossing to the Polish village of... I can't pronounce that. Fair enough. Relevant bit of information if you want to know about Krauschwitz. Yeah, final line. Yeah. Krauschwitz was recently made famous by the podcast Wikicast from Mr. Dan Moore and Dr. Simon Clark.
How incredible. How incredible.
And we're not telling people to go out there and vandalise Wikipedia because it's a very fine website.
It is. However, if you feel in it, no, I'm joking.
No. We don't want to get in trouble with user G93K. They're going to come for us from St. Lucia and throw their multiple stars at us. Defender of the wiki.
It's a bit weird, isn't it?
I don't understand. I feel like I'm a boomer looking at TikTok. It's just so many layers of complexity that I don't get. Wow.
I see you get plenty of appreciation for this, but let me add myself to the list of those saying thanks for the ridiculous amount of deletion sorting you do, a very unique and valuable contribution to the encyclopedia, for which user G93K was awarded the Special Barn Star.
And below that, the Teamwork Barn Star, dear Andy Mabbott, STFG, Quarty, G93K, and Xanthippe. I appreciate all of the efforts and consideration everyone put into the article about Pauline A. Chen. I look forward to working with you all on different articles. Cheers, Gerard Shields 11. Pauline A. Chen is another red link article. It doesn't exist. I can't tell if I'm going mad or if we've actually found, is this like a bot network that we found?
Okay, it gets weirder.
Oh, God. Right, okay, I'm braced.
If you put into Google...
Sorry, hacking in progress, yes.
Put into Google Wikicast Barn Stars. 2 separate words. Wikicast Barn Stars. And look at the second and third results.
User link.
If you click on user talk, Verdner archive 1.
And then I'll search for Wikicast. Oh my God, we have our own subheading.
But it's not us.
What?
It's like another thing.
Prompted by Wiki. I'm getting semantic satiation of the word wiki, I'm not going to lie. Prompted by Wikinews/Wiki/Wikinews Talk Wikimedia Radio. What? What? Oh, I see. Wikicast was a name that was associated with this project. I think there was actually a previous project called Wikicast that we just so happened to have stolen the name slightly.
Done it better.
Wow.
This is like the most meta episode. Yeah, get out.
I'm backing out. So yeah, Miss China United Kingdom. It's the UK wing of a Chinese beauty pageant. It's strange. It's all very strange. And it's just a list article, basically. I don't know if this has even happened since 2009. But yeah, there we go. That's the article. Tell you what, just before we got on this call to do the show today, I was looking up another wiki article. Have you ever heard of a holiday called Fat Thursday?
Oh, I can't say I have, no.
I hadn't either, right? And this was actually brought up on the Discord. I think it was Rezhez, maybe, who brought this up. Fat Thursday is a traditional Christian feast marking the last Thursday before Lent. So it's basically like Shrove Tuesday, but it's, I think, a bit more widespread. I think Shrove Tuesday is quite a specifically like UK, maybe ex-British Empire kind of thing. Like Commonwealth, that's the one I'm looking for. But yeah, I think Fat Thursday must be a more. There are subsections here for Germany, Greece, Italy, Poland, Spain, and Syria. I just never heard of it before. I like the sound of Fat Thursday, or as I like to call it, Thursday. It's just that one was new to me. Oh, hang on, what have you just sent me? I just had a ping of a link. Oh no.
2019, Simon.
Miss Chinese, but it's changed now. It's not Miss China United Kingdom pageant. It's just Miss Chinese UK.
Yeah.
I mean, let's face it, beauty pageants and Miss Universe and all that kind of stuff, it's weird.
It's not our speciality, is it?
Well, we're not women.
Well, what you've done there, Simon, is you hit the nail on the head. You're not wrong. Look, you're not wrong.
We got some clarification, Dan. I've got some clarification on the website you sent me. Right. The direct translation of the name of the contest is Miss International of Chinese Descent Pageant. So we were right. It is basically, you are from Chinese of Chinese descent. You don't have like Chinese citizenship or something. I don't know how I feel about this. I mean, yeah, as we were saying, beauty pageants and like judging people like, oh yes, you are the best person because you are the most attractive, but also can answer banal questions and wear a swimsuit. it's a weird idea, but I feel like once you're making that exclusive to one nationality, that's a whole other layer of weirdness that you put on top of it, right? What contest do you think, if there was a Mr. Insert adjective here, what do you think you could win? If there was like an international Mr. Pottermore UK or something, what could you win?
It would either be Potter themed, or it would have to be something like Mr. Niche. The Mr. Niche Pageant UK, where you just go up and I would just introduce myself and they go, yeah, you're through to judges' houses, you're going to Germany, you're a strange man.
It cuts to interview with Simon Cowell. Never seen anything like him before.
Sorry, Simon, your trousers are up over your mouth there. Could you just pull them down a bit, because I can't understand a word you're saying.
Wow. Thanks, Dan.
So Miss China UK has a Twitter.
Oh God, are we still going with this?
Oh my goodness!
Are we still going with this?
It gets better. There is one person following this Twitter account.
It's a bot. I'm telling you, this is a bot. Right, hang on, Miss China UK. What's the name of the account?
At Miss China UK. One following, 9 followers.
Yeah,
and it's linking people to get to the application. Application process started, and this was back in 2009. Since then, naught has happened.
A lot of the followers, or the 9 followers, some of them are absolutely bots as well. And it's following one person.
In 2012, Miss China won Miss World.
Okay, I think I follow.
Are you with me?
Yes.
Come with me.
I feel like this episode of the Wikicast is that boat ride from Willy Wonka. It's just me and you on the back with a bunch of scared-looking Chinese women. Just looking around, what the hell is happening?
I found the Orient Touch Entertainment website.
Oh God! Right? Yes. Go on.
And they have a shop.
Go on.
My good lord! However, I've just tried to open the shop. Okay, hang on. I'm sending you more stuff.
Well, we'll put links to these things in the show notes for people at home who, if you are interested, you can join our detective agency.
What I'd like you to do is click that link I've sent you.
Mm-hmm.
And now click the button that says shop and tell me what happens.
First of all, I'm just distracted by the fact that this looks like the Space Jam website. Yeah. This is quite something. Shop. I've clicked. Oh.
Yeah.
Enogin WordPress site, indeed. It's.
There's nothing here.
Well, there is stuff. It's just like
there's nothing to buy.
Text.
That's my point.
Yeah.
If you go to all products, there's nothing. If you go to tickets, there's nothing. It gives you the option to subscribe. I don't know what that does. Oh my God, YouTube.
Neither do most of the people that watch my videos, apparently.
Orient Touch Entertainment has a YouTube channel. They have 96 subscribers and
Sorry, how many YouTube subscribers?
96.
Oh, I thought I'd missed like a few digits after that.
Oh my god, I'm getting out of here. This is weird.
Close it all. I'm closing all the tabs. Like Shrove Tuesday, Fat Thursday, Twitter. Keep Twitter open. This is going to get strange. This is going to be boring eventually. How have you been, Dan? I feel like we just leapt into our own detective agency job here without actually really having a chat.
I was going to say I'm good, but I don't know what I am now. I'm lost. Is what I am.
You're Mr. Talent and Mr. Friendship to me, Dan.
Oh, but yeah, no, I'm pretty good. It's been busy. Everything's been pretty busy. I'm on half term now, which is
the Holy
really
Festival
nice.
Of half term, of course.
So I have no evensong to sing, which means I get to finish work at 4:30, which is really, really lovely.
Nice.
And I'm likely going to go clubbing this evening, which is a turn up for the books.
That's very nice. Because does the choir stop singing for the summer holidays as well?
Yes.
Okay, so it's like school term time. It's basically like being a teacher, but you know, just a couple of hours. Oh, that's good. Yes, Pixel Girl is off this week. She's working on her master stuff. As people seem to enjoy the special episode we did last week with Pixel Girl. If you missed it, we had an episode chatting with her. And what we were actually just saying before we started recording that maybe in the future we'd like to do more guests, because I do like the flow of having 3 people on. I feel like it works really, really well. So perhaps what we should do is give the option to our lovely Patreon supporters as to who we should invite on as a guest next. So have a look at our Patreon supporters, and we'll get to Patreon Corner in just a bit. If you would like to support us, then we'll put a post on there at some point after this episode goes out, perhaps asking for suggestions, or maybe we should just do a short list and pick. We'll do a poll kind of thing. But yeah, I liked it. I have to say, I liked having a Pixel Girl on. It was sort of strange to have that Venn diagram of life and work blur even more than normal. Yeah, likewise, I've been really quite busy. Lots of stuff going on. I just released a video today, and I'm actually nice and ahead of schedule.
Yes, I saw that in my subscriptions box. Very exciting.
Yeah, and we did a whole rebrand, actually. The whole channel's been rebranded, which is something that's been in the work for ages, because the old branding had been there for about 5 years, I think. So it was about time that I had a spring clean. But yes, it's been rather good. Tell you what, Dan, we've been recording. We've been doing about 20 minutes of the show, and I feel like we now need to backpedal out and try and throw the Chinese state censors off our trail. Let's put them through something that they could never sit through, and they can't be. They just can't make it through. They'll never know the other multitude of sins of this show. What was your choral piece of the week?
And this will be my piece of the week. Drum roll, please. Well, my choral piece of the week, Simon, this time there is no narcissism coming from me at all. It's not something that I've been bashing out on a piano. Now, I'm going to say a word, Simon, and I want you to tell me what this word evokes, okay?
Okay.
Miserere.
Horny. Oh.
Okay. Okay. No, that's fine. Okay, let's just take your hands off the keyboard there and take a deep breath, because we just need to slow things down.
You're being horny on main. Please stop.
Yeah, so I would take it that if I say miserere to you, you would think of allegri.
Either allegri or the word nostri, yeah.
Yeah, fair enough. Well, this miserere actually comes to us from the lovely Macmillan.
Oh, James Macmillan.
Oui, chef.
Yes, chef.
Yes, chef. No, chef, don't say that. No, please. Have you seen those Gordon Ramsay edits?
No, I was actually watching a bit of Gordon Ramsay at the gym today. This squid is so raw, I can still hearing it telling SpongeBob to f*** off. There's so much oil in the f***ing plate. America tried to invade it.
Yeah, so this particular miserere comes from James Macmillan, the well-known Scottish composer.
Who is alive. He's a contemporary composer.
Who is alive and reigns with us in the unity of the Yeah. It's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. Not only would you... I mean, I certainly would have thought that trying to take on quite an intimidating text like the Miserere...
it's like trying to reinvent toast.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't know what I meant.
You know what, Simon? Simon, that's exactly what it's like. I've been struggling all week with something to compare it to, but you've hit the nail on the head. It's exactly like trying to reinvent toast.
I'm 2 for 2. Yes, yeah, chef. Sorry, so as you were, chef.
Yeah, it's where's the lamb sauce? It's amazing. It's really, really cool. All going well. I might be able to sing it soon.
Oh.
I'm trying to get up to Oxford to sing a Matthew Passion in early March, and then may well stay and sing Evensong with a friend of mine who sings at Lincoln College.
Ah, nice.
And the anthem for that Evensong is the Miserere, which is really cool, and I desperately want to sing it, and I'm obsessed with it, and it's fantastic. So that's my choral piece of the week.
We will include a link to the playlists that people have been maintaining on Spotify and Apple Music. If I may, I'm going to do one of these weeks where I butt into this section because
butt away.
I have 2 things to bring to your attention, Chef. I have found what may be, if you're not already aware of it, what may well be your favourite recording of anything ever made.
Okay.
Now, what would you say is your favourite American choir?
It wouldn't happen to be Seraphic Fire.
It would be.
Would it? Oh, how marvellous.
Seraphic, voice like a foghorn, fire. You could use them as a form of acoustic weaponry, like noise marines, if necessary. They are quite the fattest, with a PH, the fattest sound. And who would you say was your favourite early modern American composer?
Oh golly, not like Whitaker, I guess.
Oh no! When I say early modern, I mean in the historical sense. I mean like this is 18th century kind of early modern.
It's not old William, what's his name?
It's Billy Billings.
Billy Billings. Oh, it's been so long since we've had a bit of Billy Billings.
And what did I find on their album Silent Night but a recording by Seraphic Fire of Shiloh by Billy Billings?
It's great, isn't it?
It's just because I think the version we found on YouTube is it's not by them, it's by some other choir. I can't remember who it's by. And the Seraphic Fire version is just like if you look at the waveform of it, it's probably just like a square. Like it's just. It's so there's the very little subtlety to it, but I found it and I immediately thought of you. I was just like, this is going to blow Dan's bird-like mind.
We mentioned William Billings literally years ago now when we were doing this podcast, and he's a fascinating character in the kind of history of the
we read some of his history.
Scene.
Yeah, because he did some he kind of clapped back.
Basically he was born in 1746 and he died on September the 26th, 1800. So a fairly good innings for that time. And he is regarded as the first American choral composer. Now, what's interesting is that his father died when he was 14.
Right.
There's more to that story, but what's interesting is that his father died when he was 14, and what that meant was that stopped his formal schooling. So he picked up a labour trade. He trained as a tanner, and he received a fair amount of musical kind of tuition, but fairly informally at a local church. And from there, he went on to write quite a lot of stuff, but sadly died in poverty in Boston in 1800, leaving behind a widow and 6 children.
As was the fashion at the time.
Yeah, absolutely.
Wow.
5 children just didn't cut the mustard then, but...
You saying about... I don't think I've told you this. Saying about the interesting thing was his dad died. I've been doing some work recently with a channel called Primrose Kitten. Stop me if I've told you this already. And Pixel Girl and I went over to their Jen, who runs the channel, to her house the other week, and had lunch with her because it's her husband, and they got 2 lovely little kids, who I think are 2 and 5, and. One of the basically, you know how kids have like no filter, they have no concept of you shouldn't, like I do, like no concept of what you should and shouldn't say in a conversation. And basically, we said, we really like how you built the office and all this kind of thing because they have an office at home. And Jen said something like, "Yes, it was actually my dad came and dropped off the desk from when they were clearing out their London office." And the 2-year-old, actually, no, it wasn't. It was the 5-year-old, I think, just leans over to me and really quietly just goes, "And he died." Like, out of absolutely nowhere. And I was like, that's nice. I didn't want to repeat
Keep it light.
Anyway, cycling right back around, I said there were 2 things I wanted to briefly mention in this nearly 10-minute corner. First of them was the recording by Billy Billings. And the second one was, when you were a kid, did you play The Sims, the original Sims?
No.
Okay, this will mean less to you.
I have played The Sims, but I never played the original, and if I had played it as a child, I'd go to a friend's house, and it would probably be like The Sims 2 or something.
Okay, right. Basically, I recently discovered that The Sims, I think it's actually all of the Sims games, have their soundtracks on Spotify. And I played, for those of you who are playing along at home, the track Under Construction. And if you played the game as a kid, it's like the purest hit of nostalgia. But furthermore, it is also really good music. Like I played it to our friend Michael Graham, who's a musical director at the Chapel Choir, and he basically was like, he had the original hit of like, "Oh, this is amazing, I remember this music," and then him going, "Oh wow," like it's just jazz, improvised jazz piano, but he's like, that guy's right hand doesn't give a shit. Like, it's really, really good. So yeah, if people are after some background music, maybe some music to study to, I would highly recommend the Sims soundtrack. It's all on Spotify. I assume that means it's on Apple Music as well. And yeah, give that a go. It was really, really surprisingly good.
And speaking of that kind of stuff,
I think I can hear what that is. I've heard this before. Yeah, the trap, like the trap remix.
Yeah, and have you heard that they've done like loads of the Mario, like the Mario, what's the racing one? Mario Kart.
Mm.
Yeah, Mario Kart. Come on, Dan, put two and two together.
What's the racing one? The one where where it's Mario racing karts. It's going to come to me eventually. Mario Kart.
We'll also put a link into this Nintendo Me theme trap remix by Vander, and it's just wicked. It's really good. Simon, I will send you that so you can go into that.
Oh, please do. Right, well, God, how long have we been doing this show, Dan? We've been dragging it. It's almost like we've been enjoying recording this one.
That's bizarre, isn't it?
Also, sorry, I just remembered something. On the Discord, sorry, I sounded like Mr. Meeseeks for a second then. If you go onto our Discord and go to the Wikicast channel.
Okay.
Then scroll up, and Adam uploaded a little section of audio called "Stroke Maybe." Saying,
okay, hang on.
Can anybody translate this? And it's like a second.
It's telling me what's new as of December last year, which is helpful.
You're a frequent guest on the Discord, aren't you?
Yes. So I need to go to the Wikicast bit, is that right?
Yep, the Wikicast channel. Then scroll up to the file called Stroke Maybe, which is just a second long, but I sound like a legitimate Kerbal from Kerbal Space Program. I'm an up.
Oh gosh, yeah.
I don't know why that's the funniest thing to me.
Yeah, that's outstanding.
It's like Simglish or Kerbalese. Like, just Adam, please play it just one more time. I'm an up.
It's amazing.
Oh god, I think Pixel Girl's left me alone for too many days. I've clearly just lost it. My brain has snapped. Oh god. Well, what the f*** we do now? Is it Patreon Corner?
I think so. Something like that.
Top lad. Oh god, I've cracked. I've just gone. I'm sorry. I've corpsed on a podcast.
So as Simon has a slight meltdown, it gives me great pleasure.
Don't draw attention to it.
It gives me great pleasure to welcome you all to Patreon Corner. Patreon Corner gives us the opportunity to say a massive thank you to those who support us on Patreon. That's patreon.com/the Wikicast. Without this support from you, our loyal readership, this podcast wouldn't exist. We wouldn't be able to pay for our hosting. We wouldn't be able to pay our wonderful editor. We wouldn't be able to do so many things. You can support us for $1 a month or $5 a month. It's really entirely up to you, and any support that you do give is really appreciated and goes so far in allowing us to do this thing, what we do.
We've even been able to pay our lovely editor Adam from the community basically what I feel like he should have been paid from the start. I felt like he was asking for way too little money, and Dan, when I should point out this was Dan's idea whilst drunk at a New Year's party, was like, yeah, we should pay him like double.
Yeah. No, I was completely serious.
I know you were serious, but you were still drunk. You were seriously drunk.
He deserves it.
Yes, he does deserve it. So that the Wikicast Patreon makes that possible. So I wouldn't have the time to edit this show now. So it's the only way the show can continue. So thank you very much for your support. I would like to thank the people who are sensible enough to say that cats are the superior household pet. Team Cat, the top cats, the $5 to patrons. I'd like to thank Choco Cat, Christopher Betterton, what a great name, Cole Mansfield, Dan Hanvey, Isabella Strowski, John Mannion, Kenneth Kuzmirek, Layla Medina, Lewis Watson, Rez Hez, not going to try and say a name, Oliver Burkhart, Oliver Craigie, Omar Miranda, Princess Andromeda, Rents Kirk, River Ward, Trustworthy Jimmy, and William Humphreys.
Nailed it. Fantastic. And I would like to say a massive thank you to Alistair Fortune, Ben McMurtry, Colin J. Brown, Eric Davis, Eric Bolliger, Eve Sharples, Jackson Debowskowski, Kodso, Kyle Peary, Maggie, Peter Reed, and Samantha. Thank you so much for your support.
Thank you, guys. Do you know the other thing about Wikicast Corner, Dan, is that it's a very hot corner. Do you know why?
Why is it hot, Simon?
Because it's 90 degrees.
Whoa.
I'm here all week.
Okay, yeah. Try the veal.
Oi, tugs the shirt. Tough crowd.
Tough crowd.
Yeah, it's a tough Discord room.
So you need like a distant shouting of like some singular guys just like, ha, get off the stage.
I kind of want like the George Lucas voice that that they. Oh my God, Dan. Daniel, I think we need to pop on over to Correspondence Corner. I need you to take a look at this inbox.
Yeah, I saw this. I don't know what suddenly happened.
We've had emails, a flood of emails, which are just spam. But somebody has obviously found our email and is using it to sign up for a bunch of stuff, including Obamacare. Good on you, hackers. Wow, I'm going to mark all of those as spam.
I also like the one, get the best gift, the gift of health insurance.
Thanks, Obama.
Yeah.
Report spam, yes. Also,
there's also a very creepy one titled, You Won't Always Be There to Protect Them. Okay, sure.
We're always there, watching.
Yeah.
Okay, we should probably go through some actual correspondence. Do you have any emails that you'd like to read out, Dan?
Yeah, I think I do. We've got an email here from Anonymous. Anonymous is asking for help over PhD stuff. Are you ready?
I am ready.
This applies to you, because you did a PhD.
Because I barely mention it, but yes.
No, very rarely. Dear Dan and Simon, I am in dire need of your advice. I am, secretly, as I'm still in the probation period of my first job, applying for PhDs in London and Newcastle. Oh. I have an offer for a DTP in FLIM imaging of G quadruplexes from Imperial, arguably the best STEM research university in the world. And I am thrilled. My parents live near London and my partner and friends live here too, so it's pretty convenient. I've also received an offer for a PhD in Newcastle from my previous supervisor. It seems as though this PhD could be totally tailored to me, soft matter and nanotechnology, and in a city I'm pretty sure I love. However, I have no friends in yet. Also, it's much cheaper to live up there, and a stipend will go further. I do also feel a loyalty to my old supervisor. It's a toss-up. Any advice would be much appreciated. Also, most importantly, I love the podcast, and thank you for all the great listens. Best wishes, Anonymous.
Oh, wow, Anonymous. So, I mean, basically, this is quite a classic uni problem, isn't it? You see this at undergrad as well. Like, do I go for the really prestigious university that's really far away, or do I go for one that has a nearly identical course, maybe is less well regarded, but, you know, I like the city better? Mm-hmm. In my experience, the university that you do the PhD at, the university doesn't matter so much as your supervisor does. When you're applying for postdocs and applying for stuff in, you know, postgrad schemes, people will want to know what research you did and who your supervisor was, rather than necessarily which university you go to. Yeah, you know, obviously places like Imperial, for example, but also places like Oxbridge, or, you know, if you're in America, Harvard or Yale or what have you. There's brand recognition, there's brand power, for sure. But I think it does much more come down to how good your supervisor is, how well regarded they are in the field. I think the other thing which you mentioned is that the PhD would be totally tailored to your research interests. And that to me is like the standout thing. You will only get through a PhD if you actually enjoy doing it. There's no way you'll make it through a PhD that you are lukewarm about. You know, people do get into the subject. I wasn't particularly enthralled with my PhD subject when I started it because it wasn't the project I originally wanted to do. But, you know, you fall in love with it. But if you have an opportunity to do a project that is really interesting you from the get-go, I think that's a fantastic advantage. And the fact that you like the city and you have that, you'll be able to work with your old supervisor again, if they are well regarded in the field and, you know, if they have a kind of brand recognition to them, I'd say absolutely go for the one in Newcastle rather than the one in London. Because, then there's a whole bunch of other stuff which is like, well, if you do that, then you do get to save money. And, you know, you would, admittedly, you're further from friends and partners. It effectively comes down to a value judgment, really, about how important is that personal social aspect to you. Obviously, Newcastle's quite a distance from London. It's not somewhere like Exeter where you could not commute, but, you know, you could do trips relatively easily. But it comes down to a value judgment. How much do you value that versus your academic career? At the end of the day, PhD is 3, maybe 4 years, at which point you could move down to London or most likely you're going to have to move where the research money is available. I would probably say on balance, because I'm an unfeeling bastard, that I feel like Newcastle's the better thing for you. It does come down to a personal choice, however. And if you can, do let us know which one you choose. I'd be very interested to hear. There we go.
And congratulations on the offers.
Yeah,
That's
absolutely.
Great.
Congratulations. That's a serious achievement already. Right. I'm going to read it because that was a load of talking from me, Dan. I'm going to do an email here and let you do some talking. Okay. Because I'm sure you've got some thoughts on this. This is from the one and only Danby.
Marvellous.
Another quick email from me. I just watched 1917. Stunning piece of cinema, you're right. There's an amazingly hidden cut. My only gripe, however, is this. Given that George McKay's character spends the entire film walking through mud, dusty trenches, blown up and burnt out towns, why is his face totally clean and ruddy when running across the front perpendicular to the troops near the end of the film? He took a dip in the river beforehand, which would have washed off the worst of it, but it wouldn't have been enough to turn him into a 20th century Nivea outfit. His face was glowing more than Zoella's. With love, Danby, kiss kiss.
Oh, kiss back to Danby. I hope he's well.
Mwah.
I saw that he's recently been doing live stand-up on stage.
And apparently it went very well. He was in my Twitch chat the other day.
Actually, it's not stand-up, is it? It's improv.
Improv, yeah, which is... I've got so much respect for people that do improv. It's incredible.
Yeah. Dan would be fantastic at it as well.
It would take people's breath away.
It's good.
Cystic fibrosis humour, everyone.
He raises a very adequate point. I think that it's a testament to the film that certainly for me, it's something that you can look back on and then suddenly think about and go, oh yeah, I guess they were a bit cleaner. But when you're in the moment watching the film, he doesn't start walking. He doesn't come. When he was running across the front, I wasn't thinking, golly, isn't he squeaky clean? I didn't find it as much of an issue. And I think if that's something that
if that's the worst issue with the film, I feel like that says a lot. Then it's a good film. Yeah. I mean, I feel like continuity is obviously a huge challenge on any production because almost every film production isn't shot chronologically. You will shoot
especially
stuff.
With this one, though, with it all trying to look like one shot.
But so, the slightest difference to be picked up on. And the fact that, logically, Danby is completely right. Yes, he takes a dip in the river, but he still should be pretty messed up, really. Yeah. And I just didn't notice it. That says a lot to the power of the filmmaking that you're willing to suspend your disbelief, I guess, subconsciously.
Yeah. I desperately want to see it again. I've only seen it once, and I was really, really blown away by it. I'm also so excited about. Is it Dark Waters?
Oh,
have you seen this?
I've heard about it. Yeah. Which project is this?
It's made by the same screenwriters and directors that did Spotlight.
Oh, yes, it's the legal challenge with Mark Ruffalo.
Yeah, and it looks like it's basically going to be another Spotlight-esque film, and I adored Spotlight. I thought it was brilliant, and I've seen the trailer many times now, and I'm so looking forward to it. I think looks like it's going to be a fantastic film, and all based on true story.
I really, really need to see Parasite whilst I still can in the cinema.
Yes.
That, and I don't know if it's actually too late, but Jojo Rabbit. I was reading an interview. I got my hair cut today, and I was lucky that I actually got 5 minutes to. It was the third pube down, the shaft on the right hand side. The rest of them, we'll get around to them at a later point. But I had 5 minutes before I got to sit in the special small chair, and I got to read an interview in Empire. Was it Empire or was it Film? I can't remember. It was one of the film magazines with Taika Waititi. And oh man, I really need to go through and watch every single one of that man's films. I've seen him in stuff, and I've seen Thor Ragnarok, and I love it. From what I've seen, I love it. I love his presence and his sort of sense of humor. So I need to go back and watch Boy. Was it Eagle versus Shark? Where the Wild Things Are, and there's another one that I'm missing that he did. Oh, What We Do in the Shadows. I actually need to watch that. I feel like I've seen half of it because of the internet, but yeah. Oh man, what a man! What a dude, huh?
What a man, made by a single man.
Made by a single man, and his mum, presumably.
And his mum. Yeah, well, yeah. Right.
Sorry.
We have another email here from Rory, and Rory says,
when dogs try and talk.
Yeah. Wolves.
Sausages.
Rory says, Dear Simon and Dan, you asked for New Year's resolutions an episode ago, but I only just got to reading it, so hopefully I'm not too late to jump on this bandwagon. Not at all, Rory.
It's a very slow-moving bandwagon, this show.
I have historically been against New Year's resolutions. But
No.
No.
That says I have historically been against New Year's resolutions, which is a way more exciting idea.
Yes, that's true.
Resolution, Soviet Russia's greatest sex machine.
But around the new year, I watched both Veritasium and
PG
Parental
tips.
Guidance Advice.
Yes.
PG Tips L Gray's videos, which have inspired me to give it a go.
Sorry, Rory.
Unfortunately, their videos had essentially opposite outlooks. Derek from Veritasium claimed. Sorry, there's something hilarious about the name Derek. I've always found this something that really tickles me.
Can you imagine having like a dog or a cat called Derek? It's running off at the park, like, oh, Derek, come on. Derek,
you're better than this.
This is why I haven't got any friends, Derek.
Derek from Veritasium claimed resolutions are more likely to succeed if given more specificity, with easily definable explicit goals. For example, I'm going to read at least one book. Yeah, if you like. Is better than I'm going to read more. Yeah, I see your point. CPG Tips L Gray, however, said success lies in a theme for a year rather than specific goals. This could mean a theme of knowledge. That way you may intend to read more books, but find yourself too busy to dedicate the time. The vaguity of the theme...
Vagueness?
Vague, yeah, I would think vagueness. Vagosity. The vagosity of the theme allows you to shift your focus to dedicating effort to your school or work and gain more knowledge that way without breaking your resolution. With all this in mind, I've decided to combine these opposing ideas and have a year of health, while also defining some specific goals. Walk 10,000 steps a day, eat at least one piece of fruit every day. Yes, the bar was that low. And to stick to small exercise routine to improve my archery.
It's all about because what's it? Goals are supposed to be smart. They're supposed to be what's the acronym? Because it is true. Like you had to be realistic.
Sorry.
What? Oh, he's gone. We've both gone in the episode, everyone.
Just reading that last sentence, archery came out of nowhere.
Yeah, and I'd really like to just, implement achievable goals in my personal pastime of flaying the skin off of cats or something like that. Like, whoa!
It really, really just came out of absolute, talk about a curveball.
Like the Riders of Rohan that crashed into this podcast left flank.
Walk 10k steps every day, eat at least one piece of fruit, and small exercise to improve my archery. It's great. I think that's brilliant. Rory, you're one of the coolest people who's emailed in so far. I think it's amazing.
I found the acronym, by the way. So the goals are supposed to be specific, measurable, assignable, relevant, and time-based. So I feel like that's basically what he's getting at here. And I totally agree. I totally agree with what he's saying.
Yeah. He goes on to say, however, I'm also partially ignoring the above advice since I also have some far more nebulous goals. Good use of the word nebulous.
Excellent.
Eat less junk food and eat smaller portion sizes. 1 month in and I'm doing pretty well so far. So hopefully I continue this streak. Well, Rory, keep us posted.
Yay!
I like this. He adds, as a PS, if there are any Liverpool-based readers, then they should definitely consider joining the University of Liverpool's Archery Club, open to student and non-student members. I promised constructive criticism, and here it is. Your intro and outro still contain a reference to a weekly format.
Oh, God, he's
perhaps,
right.
Yeah, he's spot on. Rory. Perhaps worth altering the phrase to bi-weekly. The kindest of regards, Rory, aged 268, pedantic months divided into 22 and change scrupulous years.
Right, hang on. It takes us to I'm changing the script, Dan. It's something that has not been done since the very first episode. Yeah. So this is a random article every other week. And we talk about what we find.
We can do better than that. Every other week sounds LeMay.
Every 2 weeks? What would you change it to?
What did you say, each episode?
Each episode or every episode?
Well, each episode is redundant because we're doing the episode. So we could just say, and this is the Wikicast, a podcast where Wikipedia takes us to a random article and we talk about what we find.
Oh, God, this is the single most fundamental change we've ever made to the show.
This is huge. Right, I'm changing it to takes us to a random article and we talk about what we find.
And then layer down, that's all for this week's episode. So that's just it for this episode.
Yeah, that's all for this episode.
Save.
Thanks,
Wow. Fundamental
Rory.
changes.
Rory.
Thanks to Rory.
Brilliant. That's really helpful.
I'm just so glad that we were able to perform our resolutions.
Yes.
This episode. Can we coin that as a word? Resolution. A small amount a small but necessary change to a regular routine.
Yeah, I think we also need to describe this podcast as Ibspiring.
The most inspiring show. Oh, God. I know what the Miss China United Kingdom pageant is going to get edited to as well.
Yeah.
Is there a little Miss Ibspire? Miss Photogenic, Miss
sure.
Friendship, and Miss Ibspiring.
I'm sure there can be.
I like Resolution, though.
Yeah, it's got a certain ring to it, hasn't it?
Yeah, because it's like on New Year's Day you have your resolutions, and then on like the 1st of June or something you do your 1st of January you do your resolutions, and on the 1st of June, halfway through the year, you do your resolutions.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. Is that the end of the episode?
I think that might be the end of the episode.
Oh, well, it's over to you then, Dan.
So, Simon, what have we learned today?
Dan, this is one of the rare episodes where we actually learned a lot, because we uncovered a, dare I say it, global, controversial
conspiracy
to do with the Miss China United Kingdom pageant.
Yes.
And we scratched the surface of the dark, seedy underbelly of Wikipedia. And then talked about a whole bunch of, I can't count all the tangents. This podcast had more tangents than the Mississippi River. It's all over the place. I give up.
We also had an amazing choral piece of the week that should be appearing on the
on your
playlist
screens now. No, it's
as
not.
we
It's a
speak.
podcast.
It's fantastic. It's really, really excellent. We had a brief chat about films, did we?
Yes, we did.
We did. Oh, that's good.
Well, in correspondence corner, we talked about music for a bit.
We didn't really have a critics corner.
Critics corner is floating, all right? It's something that we bring in as and when necessary, you know?
It's organish.
Organish.
Yeah.
I like that. There's no insecticides, but it was genetically modified.
Yeah.
It's organish. Very good.
Marvellous. That's all for this week's episode. Oh, no. Week's episode. Oh.
Remember your resolution.
Oh, dear. That wasn't very inspiring, was it? For goodness sake. That's all for this episode. Don't forget to subscribe to us on your podcasting service of choice. You can like us on Facebook, and if you'd like to see our faces, check out our YouTube channel, Spongy and Electric. Inspiring resolutions, barn stars, and other thoughts on the show can be sent to us at spongyelectric@gmail.com. We would love to hear from you. Join us again for another tumble down the wiki rabbit hole, and we'll see you next time. Oh, stick a dick in me, I'm done. That was a good one. That was great. That was funny. That was really good. I like that we both just cracked. At different points we were like, oh no, also over completely different things. I read the word archery and couldn't take it. My body just at that point threw in the towel. I was like, no, I'm done.